Today, I want to talk about how I glowed up as an average guy. There was a very long period of my life where I was that guy that literally every single person walking past me would kind of just ignore. You can tell whenever somebody puts a lot of effort into their appearance, and usually you can notice just at a first glance how much effort somebody has put into trying to look as above average as possible. Today, I want to explain how I went from average to glowing up and looking a lot better through very simple things, and how you can do it as well. The first thing that I would say that you should do is improve your physical attractiveness as much as possible. Obviously, right, if you want to glow up, you have to improve your physical attractiveness, but in order to improve your physical attractiveness as a man, I would separate it into at least 3 different parts, which is your face, your body, and your hair. The first thing I'm going to talk about is face. A lot of people will lie to you. They'll sit here and they'll tell you looks are subjective, and what's attractive to one person is completely different to what's attractive to another person. But there is actually a guideline and an objective way that you want to try to look like as much as possible. The absolute best way to kind of formulate and fit into that standard is to try to make your facial structure look as sharp and as strong as possible. If you're a guy right now who's kind of like I was a long time ago, where you just don't really have strong features, there's nothing striking about your face, the number one way that I fix that is just to get lean. The first thing you should probably do is get as lean as possible and lose as much body fat as you possibly can to make your facial features look as sharp as possible, because typically most people are going to consider you more attractive the leaner and less fat that your face is. And it's pretty easy to do that, right? So if you want to lose body fat, all you have to do is you just have to be in a caloric deficit for a long extended period of time by tracking your calories, and eventually you'll get lean. Your face will get lean, your body will get lean, and you will start to look much better than you did before. I want to talk about body next, because I actually think this is something that a lot of guys don't know the right framework and the way to do it, because a lot of guys think that you just need to become as muscular as possible, which is actually just like not true. If you really want the most attractive body possible, I would say the goal should be for aesthetics, which means that your ideal physique, what most of you probably should aspire to achieve, is less of like a bulky muscular build and more of like an aesthetic lean physique. It's getting to the point where you're big enough to where you look like you have muscle, but you're not like super huge to the point where you look like you've taken like 30 different like compounds and steroids and stuff like that. For the longest time, I've always had like a kind of leaner athletic type of look. It's only now that I'm starting to really put on size. I'm bulking right now. I'm gaining weight like every single day because I want to push my body past that point. If you're just starting out in the gym, the best way to start, I would suggest, is to do a full body split. So basically a full body split is where you train all of your body parts in one workout. But the one that I'm doing right now is like a push-pull leg split. So push-pull leg split is basically where you just separate different muscles into different days. When you go on push day, you work your push muscles. So your push muscles will be like your chest, your triceps, all types of stuff like that. And then you separate into a pull day. So your pull day would be like your back, your biceps, forearms, you know what I'm saying? And then legs is just legs. So you just train your legs on leg day. Push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs. So it's like 6 days a week, 1 rest in between. That's a split that I didn't start doing until I had already been working out for like 2 years. And I honestly think that's the best way to go about it. It really just depends. There's a lot of people who start with a push, pull, legs, but I would suggest if you're first starting, getting into the gym, do a full body split. Just because it's very easy to follow, and it's not like, in order to get the best results from it, you don't have to be super strict and consistent with the days. So you really want to prioritize things like your chest, traps, your shoulders, your arms, forearms, like all of those showy muscles, the type of stuff that makes you look big when you put on a shirt, like your back, your lats. Those muscles, they're very important for looking kind of like aesthetic like that. So if that's the goal, whatever split you choose, prioritize those showy muscles for sure. The last thing is hair. Hair is very individual, because not everybody who's watching this right now has the same hair, right? But what I will say is the absolute best thing you can do is go find your archetype. Basically, like, I'll use an example. Like, if you're watching this and you're like a dark-skinned Nigerian, go online and look up like an attractive dark-skinned Nigerian guy, and then just look at his haircut and then just copy it. That's the best advice I can give you, because I don't know what you look like. When I did it, I literally just went online and I looked up light-skinned dudes, bro. A lot of light-skinned dudes have very specific hairstyles that work for them. Some light-skins have curls, they have like long dreads, and they usually get them colored or dyed and stuff like that. So when I had dreads, I saw that and I went and I got my dreads colored blonde, and they ended up looking much better on me because it fit my archetype. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just find a hairstyle that fits your archetype archetype. And the only way to really do that is to just research a guy who looks like you, find it, and then copy his hairstyle. That is the basic framework for how you improve your physical attractiveness. Glowing up isn't just physical. The second thing I would say is that you need to work on your style. Basically, the absolute best thing to do with clothes, and this is what I did, it's the same as hair. You just need to go and look up clothes that look good on other guys who might look like you and kind of just copy their fits and then branch out from there. I used to do this all of the time, and it actually worked. Go online and literally look up like men's summer outfits, men's winter outfits for whatever occasion. I don't know if you're dressing up to go on a date or you're dressing up to just to dress up. Whatever occasion it is that you want to dress for, look that up, like men's fits for clubs or something like that, and then just copy it. If you're a guy who's more muscular like me, I've noticed every single time I wear like a tighter muscle fit shirt, I look much better, especially because I'm short. So whenever I wear like really big baggy clothes, not only do I look smaller, but I look skinnier. That's the type of stuff that I can't give you exact advice on because not all of you are just like me. Usually a lot of clothing like stores and stuff like that, they kind of have pre-made outfits. So if you just never experimented with your style, honestly, you can buy those pre-made fits and they'll still probably look good. There's one last thing that I would say you need to do to completely glow up in 2024. This is something that 99% of you are not going to do, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. And trust me, I know because I've done it. The last thing you're going to have to do is to improve your social skills. And what I mean by that is you need to start approaching women. You need to start approaching men too, making friends, and you need to start dating and getting experience. Honestly, the fact that most of you are watching this right now probably means you're not doing this. And I would know because I used to be the same way. I was obsessed with self-improvement. I was super obsessed with trying to be better and all that stuff, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just like it gets to a point where you kind of forget the whole reason you're doing it in the first place. Because at the end of the day, bro, like you could improve your attractiveness and work on your style and do and Looksmaxx and become jacked and rich. You can do all of these things, but if you don't know how to approach a girl you like or talk to people, none of that matters. I'm gonna give you a challenge from here on out that will drastically change your life for the better. You don't think it will, but it will. I want you to approach at least 2 to 3 random girls every single week. That's not that hard. 2 to 3 random girls every single week. I just want you to walk up to her. It doesn't even matter what you say. Honestly, it does not matter what you say. Just walk up to her and say something. Just say, I don't know, I like your shirt. Anything, bro. Anything. And I'm telling you right now, if you keep doing this for like a month, your whole entire life will change. Your dating life will change, your social skills will change. And I would use self-improvement as an excuse. So I'd be like, oh yeah, well, I would talk to her, but I'm focused on my grind right now, which is probably what a lot of you are doing. At some point in your life, you are going to have to face this demon. It sucks. I know. I used to be the same way. I used to literally be so scared of approaching a girl that I like. My hands would literally be shaking before I did it. And it's just so funny because I was sitting here doing everything I'm telling you. I was working on my style. I was buying all these clothes. I was improving my physical attractiveness. I was sitting here making these videos. I did all of that just to go home and not talk to anybody. I got my first job, which was at a gym. You know, when you work at a gym and you're at the front desk, you see a lot of girls come in, and some of these girls are bad, bro. I just used that as an opportunity. I would see a girl coming to the gym that I liked. You know, I might go clean or something like that, and then if I see her walking by me, I would just approach her. It didn't even matter what I said, but most of the time I'll just walk up to her and I just be honest, bro. I don't have a corny pickup line. I'll just walk up to her and I'd be like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you're very attractive, so I just wanted to come up to say what's up. And they're okay with it. Most of the time, they're okay with it, bro. 99% of these interactions are not gonna be as negative as you perceive it in your head. Sometimes I get a number, sometimes I'll get I have a boyfriend or something like that. I never really got a straight no. Now I probably approach like 30 to 40 different girls. And I think if you do all 3 of those things, you will see a massive difference in your life. Not just your social life and your dating life, but literally everything. Like you'll look better, you'll feel better. That is the whole full guide on how I glowed up as an average guy. I kind of didn't go into as much detail on the physical attractiveness part as I normally do. But the reason why is because I have a free guide. It's the first link in the description. And this free guide is going to go in very detail and in-depth on how to specifically improve the physical part. The amount of information in this free guide that will help you out is free. You don't have to pay for it. Go down there, click that free guide, and let me help you become as attractive as possible.